I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Play is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, you know, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, you know. The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely, it's probably worth a couple $1,000s. So you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought process of Clay Clark or Dr. Zellner or any of the other coaches, getting in the thought process of how they're starting all these businesses, to me, just that is priceless. That's money. Well, we're definitely not getting upsold here. My wife and I have attended conferences where where it was great information and then they upsold us like half the conference, and I don't want to like bang my head into a wall, and she's like banging her head into the chair in front of her. Like, it's good information, but we're like, oh my gosh, I want to strangle you. Shut up and go with the presentation that we paid for. And that's not here. There's no upsells or anything, so that's awesome. I hate that. It makes me angry. So glad that's not happening. So the cost of this conference is quite a bit cheaper than business college. I went to a small private liberal arts college and got a degree in business. And I didn't learn anything like they're teaching here. I didn't learn linear workflows. I learned stuff that I am not using and I haven't been using for the last 9 years. So what they're teaching here is actually way better than what I got at business school. And I went what was actually ranked as a very good business school. I would definitely recommend that people would check out the Thrive 15 conference. The information that you're going to get is just very, very beneficial, and the mindset that you're going to get, that you're going to leave with, is just absolutely worth the price of a little bit of money and a few days worth of your time.
All right, on today's show, we're talking about how to build a workflow, how to build systems that actually work. And a lot of times when people build a business, they don't think about it in terms of it being a linear workflow. A lot of times when people are building a company, they think about the idea. Obviously, in this particular video that you just watched, I was having some fun with this concept of a business model and what it means. But a lot of times people, they think that the idea is so great that is what's going to produce sales. They start to think, wow, because cupcakes are hot right now, therefore people will buy them. You might hear lies. You might hear lies that people have said so often they sound true. Here's a business lie you hear a lot is, oh, the product is so good it sells itself. That's not true. And also there's products that are so bad that no one would buy them. Well, think about this for a second. The Shake Weight is a product that's insane. It's an insane product. Devin, do you remember the Shake Weight? Did you ever see the Shake Weight?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so the Shake Weight was an absurd product that couldn't possibly work, but yet it sold millions and millions of units. Why is that? It's because somebody could sell the Shake Weight. But then there's great products all the time, great entrepreneurs all the time with great products, and they can't sell any. Well, why? It's because they don't have a turnkey business model. So on today's show, we're going to focus on specifically how to build a turnkey business model. And so one of the clients we've had the opportunity to work with and to help her grow her business quite a bit over the years is a company called Flutter. It's an eyelash business. We helped her grow her business where she's grown dramatically. And her name's Kendra. And on part 2 of today's show, you're going to hear from Kendra and you're going to hear how she's been able to grow her company. However, I just want you to know, if you're out there listening today and you don't know how to build a business model, we can teach you how to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. That's thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. And you can download the book for free. And when you download the book for free, you go to page 5. And on page 5, there are these 14 boxes. And so we're going to go rapid fire with Devin, who works in the office here, does a great job. We're going to go rapid fire, and then we're going to introduce you to Kendra. So here we go. 1, why does every client need to know their goals? Like, why does every client need to know their financial goals for their business?
So they can track it, and that way they just know all the time.
Exactly. But if you don't have it, we as humans measure what we treasure. So if we don't know the number, then we tend to have entropy about it, and we tend not to care. No one drifts to success. The second thing we need to know as a business owner is we really, really need to know, this is big stuff now, we need to know how many sales do we need to break even. So whether we're selling cupcakes, or in the case of Kendra, she has an eyelash extension business. Or you're also going to see, we have a video I'm going to share with you today about Tip Top Canine, one of my longtime clients. And we have helped them to build a turnkey business model. And you're going to hear from the franchisees who've recently decided to purchase a Tip Top Canine. And you can hear about the success that they've had. So why do you have to know how many customers you need to break even?
So you can reach your goal.
So if you're a dog trainer, why do you need to know how many dogs you need to train per month to cover your overhead?
So you can reach your goal.
There it is.
Yeah, it all leads to it.
Box 3, you really, really need to know, this is big. You need to know how many hours per week you're willing to work. Now, I'm not attacking you or anybody out there listening, but everybody out there has their own boundaries on what hours they want to work and what hours they don't. I like to work, and you see me, typically when people get here, I'm usually here, and then when they leave, I'm still here. So I like to work my flow. I like to wake up at 3 and then wrap up my workday at 6 p.m. Some people like that. Some people don't. Why is it important, Devin, for every single client that you work with, for them as a client to define with their spouse or their family or their team how many hours per week they're willing to work?
Because if they're working outside the hours they're willing to work, one, they just won't try, and then they just won't be happy, and then their family won't be happy.
There you go. And then after that, we have to have the next box. We have to make sure we know our unique value proposition. So if you look up tiptopcanine.com, tiptopcanine.com, their first lesson is $1. Why is that a pretty compelling offer that the first dog training lesson is $1?
Because when you're looking at Tip Top Canine, when you're looking at other dog training companies, they're going to go to Tip Top because it's $1. It's a no-brainer.
Right. Now, in the case of Flutter Eyelash Extensions, they have the most reviews of any. They're the highest rated, most reviewed eyelash extension company in the entire state. Why is it important for them to bring that up on their website?
So people know. So when they're looking at other, the competition, they're like, well, I'm going to go here because it's the highest rated and most reviewed.
There it is. Next box, we have to really nail down our branding. The website has to look good. Mm-hmm. The print pieces, the logo, the advertisements. Why does everything that a customer sees, why does that need to be optimized so that it looks good?
Well, that's just how people make choices. If it looks pretty, then they're going to go with that.
But if it looks bad,
right,
then they won't take action.
Right.
So a lot of times we see people that have a great product, but the website, the print piece, the logo, the videography, the photography, everything about it looks bad. Mm-hmm. And it's not mean, it's not offensive, it's not a personal thing, it's a fact.
Right.
But then there's products like the Shake Weight that are absolutely terrible products that couldn't possibly work, but yet they sell a lot because of the way they're marketed.
Right.
And so that's a big thing for people to know. It's a big thing. Okay, so then the next box, and again, this is all, you can download this all at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. You have to have a turnkey way that you market. So for anybody out there listening, if you're thinking about switching into a new career, looking for a new opportunity, if you buy a Tip Top Canine franchise, we've already thought about the processes and the systems for marketing and getting clients. Now, when you talk to people, Devin, who are new clients, how often are they in need of more leads?
Most of them, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because so people, now, once the leads start coming in, which, by the way, our Tip Top Canine locations don't have a hard time generating leads. After we find a way to generate leads, the phone is going to ring. Mm-hmm. And at that point, the calls have to be recorded. Why do the calls have to be recorded?
So everyone can be held accountable, and so you know what they're saying.
And why do you have to have scripts and pre-written emails and pre-written text messages and pre-written everything for your sales team?
So every customer hears the same thing, they see the same thing, and it just is professional.
And this is the whole workflow. And then after we deliver after we get the deal, why do we have to have a quality control loop where somebody calls the customer after the service has been rendered to ask them for their feedback and to gather an objective review? Why do we have to follow up after every single customer, after every single time we've delivered the product or service to get that review?
Well, every customer is different, so they're going to have a different perspective on every single person will have a different perspective. So it's important to know. It's important to get feedback.
There it is. So if you're out there today, I would recommend that you, one, consume everything we teach on today's show because we're going to teach you how to build a scalable business model. And then after that, I would encourage you to take action and to schedule a free 13-point assessment with me. I'd love to do that with you. We have call screeners that can talk to you to see if you're a good fit. Also, you can attend one of our in-person 2-day interactive business workshops. And you can attend those workshops absolutely at a price you can afford. What am I saying? The actual tickets, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you request a ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. So $250 or whatever price you want to pay. We don't believe that anybody out there should be denied access to the workshop simply because they're in a tight spot. I grew up poor. I know what it's like to not have financial resources. And so we want to give you a hand up, not a handout, but a hand up. And so, again, just recapping here, if you're out there today and you have a product that you want to sell to the world, we can help you do that. But it's not just about the product itself. You have to build a workflow. You have to build the systems. You can't just have a product. You have to build a workflow and systems. They're scalable, so that way people who are not you can engage with the business and scale the business. Now, we don't have time to talk about all those details today, but if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, you can download it because then you have accounting and you have legal and you have hiring and firing and management. There's so many details that go into growing a company, and we're going to walk you through the specific steps you need to take to build a successful company. But again, if you're struggling out there to build a sustainable, a scalable business, it's not about just the idea. It's about the execution of the idea. It's not about just the product. It's about selling the product. It's not just about the service. It's about selling the service. And so nothing further ado, we go on to part 2 of today's show. You're going to hear a testimonial from a tip-top K9 franchisee who's doing very well because the business model works very well. Then you're going to hear an update from Kendra, a longtime client that we've helped to grow her company, and she'll tell you how she's been able to scale the company and how we've been able to help her almost double the size of her company in less than 24 months. And so, now without any further ado, here we go on to part 2 of today's show.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrive Time Show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zoellner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colin Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the C&Z up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to.
Sarah, I got to ask you a question here. You sell tickets to the Reawaken America Tour. You help us in the office. You're a manager here. What in your mind is the purpose of owning a business? Like if somebody goes out and owns a business, what is the purpose of owning a business as opposed to having, let's say, like what's the difference between being a manager, and you've been a manager, you've been a very successful manager both here and other places. What's the difference between owning a business and having a job, in your opinion?
Well, having a job, of course, you make some money, but of course, owning a business, you're solving problems along with making the money.
So what would be the purpose of owning a business? If somebody, reaches out, because you're what I would call an entrepreneur. You do a great job working within the company, but you're entrepreneurial within that. I mean, you help solve problems. But what would be like the main draw, the main benefit of owning your own business, in your opinion? If you were going to buy one?
Well, owning a business, one perk is you get to be your own boss. So I mean,
So you could be as poor as you want to be,
yeah, exactly.
but you can also be successful, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people, they say, I want to grow a successful company, but they don't know how. And so on today's show, we're going to talk about workflows and how to build a workflow that works. A workflow that works. A business plan that allows you to become successful. And we're joined here with the founder of The Extensionist, Kendra. Welcome on to the Thrive Time Show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fired up that you're here. I got to ask you, a lot of people want to know, and we got to rise above the confusion here. How do we pronounce your last name? A lot of confusion.
Zapansky.
What is that again?
Zapansky. The C is silent.
Did she say Rauschendorfer?
Yeah, close.
Okay. So Kendra, it's Jaspansky. And the website, if people want to go to your website to learn more, we've got the extensionist918.com. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
And what is the core business that you provide? This is the workflow, but what's the core business that you provide?
Eyelash extensions.
Eyelash extensions. Now, how long have I known you approximately?
Since 2019.
And from that time until now, as a percentage, how much have you grown, do you think?
100%. So doubled.
And I mean, you already knew how to apply eyelash extensions in a way that was the first class. You already figured that out. You already knew how to provide products and services that women want. Why do you think, like, what have we done with you that's allowed you to scale in your mind?
Everything that I sucked at. So systems, numbers, tracking, all of that, which was so important to scaling.
And I think what happens is a lot of people, I think that they have an idea, but they don't know how to scale their business. And so what I want to talk about is your system specifically, and you're in a unique situation because you're going to be licensing your business. Now, what does that mean? That means that you're going to be selling locations to people that would like to buy them. People are going to pay you a fee for the opportunity to use the Flutter name and brand. So let's talk about this for a second. If I were to license a Flutter, if I open up my own, how much money am I talking about up front to open my own eyelash extension shop?
In between 50 to 100,000 to
Sarah,
get completely up and open and ready.
Sarah, what are your thoughts on that? Is that outrageous? Is that insane to spend $50,000 to $100,000 to open your own location?
Not at all. I think that's pretty fair.
I think you seem pretty upset about it. Are you upset about it?
Oh, I'm
You
angry.
carry the bitterness all
I'm
day?
angry at how fair it is.
Okay, so but I mean, it would cost $50,000 to $100,000. So let's just say that you and your husband were to open up one of these things. How quickly would you want to be able to make your money back, Sarah, if you were to open up a Flutter?
Oh, I'd want to make it back pretty quick. I mean, it's not like a small amount of money, but so of course I'd want to double it.
So you would want to make your money back like in a year or 10 years or 30 years? What would be your game plan? If you put up that kind of money up front, when would you want to make your money back?
I'd hope to make it back in about 2 years.
Okay.
And that's being generous, I think.
Now, Kendra, somebody puts in $50,000 to $100,000. It's not a lottery. It's not a slot machine. It's not an investment mutual fund. I mean, you could lose everything. You could make money back. You might not. If somebody opens up their own location, they spend $50,000 to $100,000 to open. What are your thoughts on that? Is that a good estimate of what you think it will cost, or will it cost any more than that? Or
It could cost more than that if they put more into the build out and bought more expensive furniture and decor and things like that. But the 100,000 high end has a lot of the more expensive stuff factored into that. So I think if you were going over 100,000, it would be because you're doing quite a bit extra.
where can we go to see an example of the build out inside your store? Is there like a Google map we can go to? Where can we go to see a picture of the inside of one of your stores?
Yeah, go to the Glow Up location on 81st and Memorial.
You say Glow Up?
GLOUP.
Glow Up, and we'll put eyelash extensions. And that's where and that's going to be in Tulsa. I'm hitting Tulsa. Okay. And I go there, and is this it right here?
Yep, that is it.
Oh, I know where this is. You know, I drive by this often on the way to taking my son to church. I never stop in because I have eyelashes that are already naturally elongated. So that's just something I never stop in. I don't need it. Just drive right on by going, nope, I already have the natural look there, folks.
You don't want the rainbow ones? You
Don't.
can get rainbow eyelashes.
Hey, stop it. You're sick. Okay, so we go here. These are real people that go into the business. This is the build out inside. Who are these people? Are they loiterers? Do you know these people?
Clients. Yeah, they blurred out their faces.
Okay. And then they have inside. This is the atmosphere. This is the decor. Good job having the fire extinguisher 4 feet off the ground, because that's what stops fires. It's so funny when the fire department comes by. I'm serious. The fire department always comes by my stores and they always say, "Sir, you'll need to get that 4 feet off the ground. It's 3 feet 6 inches off the ground, and if it's not it's not 4 feet exactly, and if it fire, you won't be able to get out of the building. It's a rectangular shape with a massive entrance and exit. You'll need to get that 4 feet." I mean, you've gone through all that. You've gone through all the zoning. You've gone through all that. We're walking around inside here. What do you need to have inside this place? You got to have did you build out all this? Is this you?
Yeah, the place was a dentist in like the 90s, so there was like dark green carpet and the
Sweet.
yellow stained wood almost, and it was bad. But yeah, so we completely redid all of that. So there's 7 rooms in there. And then we have the little laundry room, 2 bathrooms. And
What's
so most
going
of the
on?
build out is just, the floors, the paint is going to be big, and then the furniture. But there's no plumbing, which is a bonus. Like with hair, you don't have any plumbing.
What's going on here? What are you doing here? What's this area?
That's a little checkout area. So and of course I didn't build this out. That was already there. We just redid it. But that's like where we check people out, and then around the corner in the lobby is where we check people in. So
Okay, and then what are all the services that you provide there? Do you provide is it eyelash extensions and tacos? What's the main?
eyelash extensions has always been the main gig, but we're adding permanent makeup. We do brow threading, brow laminations, eyelash lifts, and tints. We have teeth whitening, a bunch of things. But our main
Tents like
eyelash
camping,
tint.
like camping
Yeah,
gear.
TINT. So dyeing the eyelashes. If you have really good eyelashes and you
Okay,
don't want an extension put on it, you just dye
I
it
think
black.
Clay's interested.
I didn't know if that was a thing where people say, "Wow, this place is great. They got eyelash extensions and they have tents and camping gear." Woo! To quote Ric Flair. Okay, now Sarah, are you familiar with these services? Are you? When she says these words make sense?
I am familiar with these services.
Okay, and who's your ideal and likely buyer, Kendra?
Women.
Okay, so we're going to go here to back to the workflow for the license. Here we go. So if you own a location, you got the stuff in green, you have to do what? The stuff in green you have to do. I don't want to do the stuff in green. I want to do other things. Well, that's one, stop talking like that. But second, I mean, you're going to have to do the green stuff. So you got to get the Google reviews. You have to gather objective reviews from actual customers. You have to do it. You know why? Because this just in, humans on the planet want to read reviews. What? They do. Do you read reviews, Sarah, before you buy things?
I do. I used to be a avid Yelp.
No,
user.
come on.
I did.
Oh,
Uh,
you're so-
Uh,
oh, come on. Yeah. Okay, so again, people do read reviews. They do that. So you have to, as a local person, you say, what do I have to do? If you buy one, you build out. Once the excitement's done, you've cut the ribbon. Woo! To quote Ric Flair. You cut the red ribbon. Woo! To quote Ric Flair. Someone says, who's Ric Flair? Woo! Okay, look it up. So once you've opened your store, you have to get Google reviews every day. Now,
well,
second
and
thing.
another thing with the reviews is that if you don't get them, most of the people that are going to leave them are people that are unhappy. So
Example, when I went in, I was like, so you guys don't carry tents? I thought you said you guys provided tents. I'm a little frustrated. Okay, whatever. 1 star. Okay, so we move on. Search engine optimization. We will do that for you. If you open a location, we as a corporate entity, as a corporate body, will do that for you. Next, Facebook advertising, online social media advertising, we do that for you. Retargeting advertisement, we do that for you. Now, the next thing that you have to do for yourself is you're going to have to get a hold of the potential people that if you're talking to somebody at the front desk and they say, excuse me, I'm here for a service, you're going to have to talk to them. You can't go, we don't do that here. You're going to have to handle those interactions with customers. You're going to have to gather video testimonials. Now, when the leads come in, Kendra, if it happens through the call center, you're going to contact your call center answers the phone, right? And you schedule appointments for the local location.
yes.
And what's the no-brainer offer that you guys offer there? What's the hot deal that you guys offer at the Extensionist that other people aren't willing to offer?
So we give them a full aftercare kit. Most people charge for that. And then that's our no-brainer
What's your
right
deal? So your no-brainer is a free aftercare kit.
now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if I'm looking around, I go and I say, why should I check it out? You're saying because you got a free aftercare kit. Got it. And then after that, you teach the local. So again, the green stuff is what you have to do as a location. The gray stuff is what corporate's going to do. Okay, the stuff that's not super green. Got it? Cool. So then the leads come in. Corporate's going to call the lead, text the lead, email the lead, book an appointment. The calls are recorded for quality assurance. Next thing you know, real customers are showing up at your real location. You have to provide real service for them. Kendra, do you teach the real local owner how to provide real services for real clients?
Yes.
But you don't teach people how to sell tents because that's the wrong kind of tents. You see that, Sarah?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of confusion. You got to rise
Yeah.
above it.
Yeah,
Can't,
get it.
can't stay right there. And then you sign up people for memberships. That's something that you have to do as a local person. You have to go over the sales sheets, the one sheets, the brochures. You have to handle the job posts. You have to handle the ongoing training. You have to basically manage people. And Sarah, you've managed people at a massive pizza place. They sell massive pizza. It was incredible. Well, I'm not going to ask for the name of it. It was a great opportunity. What's the problem with managing people?
I mean, really the main problem is, really just trying to get people to focus on your goal, being able to execute your vision on how you want things to go.
I mean, how often though, when you managed a staff of 40 people, as a percentage, what percentage of people were just high? Like, seriously.
Honestly, per shift, maybe one.
Out of 40.
Out of 40, though, collectively, it was about 10-15%.
And what percentage of people are just late every day? Like they're supposed to be there for some blasty blast kid's birthday party that starts at noon, and they're rolling in at 2:00 going, what had happened was I did not know what time I was scheduled for my shift, because what had happened was, see, I got to be honest with you, I was high, but I am sober now because I was getting high, but now I am sober. What percentage of time would that happen?
Employee wise,
yeah, what percentage of time were employees?
20%.
Yeah,
if it was customers, it's a different story.
Yeah, so that you have to manage people. That's going to be the biggest challenge, is managing people. And so if you're up to the task of managing people, and you're up to the task of spending about $50,000 to $100,000 to open a location, I highly recommend that you reach out to Kendra. And this is how we're going to do it. You go to the extensionist918.com. You look around. You look around. You look around, you click around, you seek for, you look for, you try to find the place on the website to open a location. Here we go. Feeling the flow, working it, looking around, found it. Here we go. So it's the extensionist918.com/open a location. You go right there. And if somebody fills out the form, what happens next?
I get an email with their contact info, and then I reach out.
And when you reach out, what kind of questions are you fielding right now when people reach out? Because I know you're getting a lot of people reaching out to you. What kind of questions are the most commonly asked questions?
A lot, just for the details. So how it would work, what my role would be, what their responsibilities would be, how training works. So there's a lot. Probably takes like 30 minutes to go over the initial details with someone.
Okay, and you'll do that for free, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the way that you would make money moving forward, just so that we're clear, because everybody needs to know the win-win that happens here. Kendra would then charge you a flat fee per month as a percentage of your sales. So if you bring in $1, 6% goes back to the corporate office. And then she also provides ongoing training for you. And then we charge you a monthly fee of $750 to make sure all your ads are running, to make sure your website is optimized in the search engines, to make sure that your advertisements are working, and to hold you accountable to following the systems. And there's a few other fees there, and she'll disclose all of those with you and go over those with you. So if you want to learn more today, again, I'll put a link in the show notes. Kendra, I'll give you the final word for anybody out there that has a question about a Flutter. What would you say to them?
Call me, fill out the form, and I'll be in touch.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See? It's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
So we really just want to thank you, Clay, and thank you, Vanessa, for everything you've done, everything you've helped us with. We love you guys.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building it into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing.
Oh, look at this cute baby. What a great baby. Quality baby. That's a healthy baby. Okay. Thrive Nation, on today's show, I'm very excited for you to hear this success story about this wonderful couple that, Sean, I would describe them as they are killing the game in the most nonviolent way possible. They're killing the game.
Yeah.
In the most nonviolent way possible. They are blowing up in a good way. Folks, I'm telling you, these folks are really growing their business, and what makes them great is they're really kind, hardworking, diligent people, and we're honored to serve them. We've got Jenny and Mike here joining us. Jenny and Mike, welcome to the Thrive Time Show. How are you two?
Hi, thank you. Good. We're doing well.
Okay, now I'll start with you, Jenny, because frankly, Sean likes you more. No, I'm just kidding. So, let's start with you. So, how did you first discover us and the business coaching that we provide?
So I was listening to different podcasts about business. I was starting up our business. And so you were the first one to pop up on our podcast on Apple. I think Apple is what I was on. And so I started listening to you. I got on your website, and I was just a little girl starting a business. And I said, I'm going to ask this guy to be my coach. And I don't think I'm going to get a shot, but sure enough, within a week you called me.
Now, who is this cute child here? But Micah, who is this cute kid here?
It's Lennon Rose. She is about to be 10 months old.
I hate to do this to you, but can you kind of hold up the baby to the camera a little bit? This is probably, look at this cute baby. What a great baby. Quality baby. That's a healthy baby. Okay. So Mike, can you tell us what's the name of your website there? I think people want to look you up and verify you're real people that don't just happen to have a cute baby.
Yeah. Our website is newconcept.healthcare.
newconcept.healthcare. So newconcept.healthcare. I'm going to pull it up right now, folks, so we can all verify that they're not just a couple who's taking advantage of the cute baby they have to get a podcast here. This is a real couple. Okay, so I'm pulling it up here. So this is the website. It's newconcept.healthcare. And can you tell our listeners what services do you guys provide at newconcept.healthcare?
So we offer more functional medicine. So we offer IV therapies. We offer hormone replacement therapies. We also do acute care. We do pretty much everything, but we're very much alternative. So we believe in medical freedom, and that's what we offer.
And you guys, you reached out. Do you remember that initial consultation there? Do you remember, Mike, that initial consultation? Do you remember what that was like?
Yeah, it was actually pretty overwhelming that we were starting this business with absolutely nothing, and we had the opportunity to work with Thrive Time Show.
Well, you know, the one thing I always try to do is, you know, my father, great guy, may he rest in peace. He worked his tail off like so many people do, and there was no real economic result that was achieved from it. There wasn't any, you know, he had the college degree. He's working 2 jobs. I remember he's late 30s. He's working at Domino's, delivering pizzas, working at Quick Trip. He worked at furniture stores. And I always try to look at every new client we have as though I'm talking to my dad, you know, because like, what would my dad, you know, what could he have learned at the age of 37 that could have changed the financial trajectory of his life? You know, and I try to look at it that way. And so you guys, I paired you up with Sean. You've been working with Sean, I believe, Sean, since October of 2020. Is that correct, Sean?
I think that's when they started their business. It wasn't until about April of 2021 when we actually got going.
So April of 2021. And at that point, from that point to now, Sean, how much of growth have you guys achieved from 2021 to now? Do you know that number?
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting at 2023 revenues were 821,000, and they're in October of 2020. Like they only had a few months, but they made about 95,000 by the end of 2020, and then we grew significantly that first year to about 375% to 588,000, and we continued to grow there ever since, all the way up to where we're getting close to the $1 million mark at this point here, just like 3 years in.
Jenny, how would you describe the growth? Would you say you've doubled? Are you 5 times larger? How would you describe that?
Oh no, I definitely feel the growth. There's been some growing pains, and you guys have helped us through that too. So it's been amazing. It's been amazing to help people, because that's what I'm passionate about. And you guys have really helped us expand and tell people what we're about.
So step one here, we do this with all the clients. I'm gonna walk people through the steps. We really needed to nail down your branding, and that's a big thing, because you know branding is to humans what clothing is. So as an example, you know, you wake up today, folks, if you run around and you're streaking through life, you're probably not going to get a lot of conversations started. So we all have to be intentional about, you know, what are we going to wear? Are we going to wear a tie? Are we going to wear a polo? Are we going to do makeup? Are we not? So people, they judge us based on our appearance. And so we really had to get a website built. We had to optimize the online brand. Jenny, we do it all included for our clients, so we don't refer you to another vendor. We do it all. Can you talk about the impact that has made on the business?
Oh, for sure. Just the website itself, it looks so great. We would have never been able to make it look that great. The way y'all optimize everything and keep us, you know, with Google, just, you know, where people search us and that we're the first people that come up. And that's actually how we've established our business and started offering some of the things that we offer, is because of the tags that we have. I didn't originally start off as doing IV therapy, but due to people Googling, you know, healthcare functional medicine, I had 3 phone calls in a week that said, "Hey, do you offer IV therapy?" And it was very interesting. And I was like, well, no, but I can. And so it was because of you guys that kind of snowballed and took effect. So yeah, there's a lot that you guys have done for us.
Now, Sean, when working with these wonderful clients here, I'll pick on Mike here. You know, you always say great things about Mike and Jenny. You're always, what makes them good to work with? Because I want to make sure for anybody out there, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com, I consistently offer a free 13-point assessment. I've been doing that since 2005. I do it without reservation. There's no obligation, but there's usually about 1 to 2 knuckleheads a week that will fill out the form, and probably 20 really great people that fill out the form. And then we only take on 160 clients. And so I don't want anyone to waste their time. What makes Mike so great to work with?
Well, Clay, I mean, when I first started coaching, you taught me about these two types of business owners. There's the happy hopers out there, and then there's the diligent doers. And I think these guys are a great example of the diligent doer. They continually apply effort to work on their business, not just in their business. They consistently show up to their meetings. They track all of the critical numbers of their business, and they're aware of what's going on with all of their employees. They're paying attention to all the little things going on. They're keeping all the plates spinning, and they ask great questions. They actually really do make a great effort consistently to apply our systems and help their business grow. And it's been working.
So step one, we get the branding nailed down. That's the website, the print pieces, the logos, the business cards. But then you have to develop that online reputation. Now that could be a tough thing to do, Jenny. And I'll just, this isn't a backhanded compliment. I'm just saying, but for people that are humble and very kind, of which I would put Jenny in that category, sometimes asking for reviews is more difficult because you almost feel like you're self-promoting. I've never had this conversation with you, but has that been difficult for you to ask people to give you video reviews and Google reviews after you provided the service, or was that easy for you to do?
It's not easy. It still isn't easy.
Okay.
It is. It's difficult because you feel like you're begging for something, even though you know you did the right thing.
Yeah.
So it's difficult for me. It's just my personality type, but we get it done anyways.
I'll find this for the diligent, kind customers we work with. It's very difficult sometimes to ask for those objective reviews from real customers. And I find that from my clients I've worked with that are sort of like self-described barbarians. I had a guy years ago I worked with. I won't mention his name or his industry, but I'll just say he's obsessed with physical fitness. And he told me, he says, I'm kind of a business barbarian. You tell me what to do and I will slay the dragons. And I'm like, okay, you need to get Google reviews from everybody you've ever, worked with. And he's like, oh, I'm on it. And this guy's just shamelessly calling through his phone and just lighting people up going, give me a review. Come on, give me a review. Why will you not give me a? I'm like, go ahead, dial it down a little bit. So again, you guys are humble, diligent doers. You're the ideal person here. So I appreciate you sharing that. The next thing we had to do is we had to create a no-brainer. Now, a no-brainer is an offer so good, so amazing that people simply cannot say no to it. Now, I won't mention the name of the company, but I worked years ago and I still work with this company. They're a medical company. They're doing well now. And for whatever reason, they put on their website, first initial consult, $497. And he went to one of these like borderline spiritual motivational conference things where Jesus isn't described, but they kind of talk about metaphysical alignment and getting your woo-saw, getting in your groove, alignment, no friction. and he came back and he's like, Clay, I believe in the 7th number of completion. I go, I agree. He says 4 is the number that's urgent. I'm like, okay. And I'm going, what? He's like, I don't want tire kickers. So I'm going to do $497 for my first consult. That way I don't deal with the tire kickers. And I'm like, Doc, I love you so much. You're a doctor. I love it. You don't have any customers though. That's why you came to me. You don't have any customers. So why don't you do a first free consult? He's like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to kick out Sean, the tire kicker. So I'm sure you've never seen this with a client.
Oh, never.
And so now what makes it worse is his wife also went to the Metaphysical Alignment Motivational Jackassery Festival. And she was like, 497 is the number. I had a dream about it. I'm like, yeah, because you probably talked about it all weekend. You probably are subconsciously thinking about it. You're probably creating a neural pathway related to 497. And so anyway, after about a year, he finally says, okay, I came to your conference and I saw a person that did the first consult for $1. I'm going to go with that. And now his business is blowing up. Could you talk about your no-brainer, your first consult for $1? How has that helped you having that no-brainer offer?
Yeah, so it gets people in. And so when we get people in, we know that we're doing a good job and we know that we're trustworthy and our healthcare is superior to most. So just getting people in for that $1, because a lot of people are, they're nervous about going to the doctor or they don't trust healthcare system. And so they know that they can come in, they're only going to spend $1. They can figure out whether or not they trust us, figure out whether or not we're the place for them. And we know 100% of the time we will be. So it's really helped us just get people in and get people to trust us more.
Now, once somebody fills out the form, folks, again, there's a linear pathway here. I'm trying to give you a visual here. So you establish your revenue goals. You figure out your numbers to break even. You figure out how many hours a week you're willing to work. Even though you have a cute baby, you got to figure out how you're going to get it done. Step number 4 is you define your unique value proposition. What makes you unique? That's something you and Sean have worked on together. You improve your branding. Now you're coming in contact with humans. Business is a contact sport. I love this part. That's when you start marketing. You launch your marketing. You have your online ads. You optimize your website. You begin to come up top in the search results. You start to get leads. Do you remember what it was like, Jenny, when you first got your first online lead? Do you remember the first one where you're like, it's working? Did you remember that moment?
Yeah, it was almost like we did celebrate because it finally had happened. And then as soon as the first one came in, the second one came in. And like I said, it was almost a growing pain experience. We had so many leads so fast. So it was great. And we still celebrate every lead that we get.
Now, Mike, the next step is you have to make sales scripts. We recommend to every client that the calls are recorded for quality assurance. You have a sales script. The calls are recorded for quality assurance. You have a one sheet that tracks your pricing. You have pre-written emails. You begin tracking. Sean's always bragging about you guys with tracking. Mike, how has it helped to have tracking in place where you can see, how does that help you?
Well, it's really a good benefit because, at the end of the week, you know what your income was, you know what your leads was. So wherever we're lacking in, we can quickly adjust and make that adjustment to make it work for the next week.
Now, if you don't have tracking, folks, this is a true story. It's kind of a sad story, so I'll speak in generality, Sean. I talked to a guy the other day. This is a terrible story. Longtime client, and he got motivated. He set up a trade show. He didn't tell me he's doing it. It's fine. You don't have to tell me, but he set up a trade show. I think he was going to try to surprise me with the fruit of the trade show. So he set up the trade show, and he gets on the call. His energy's kind of off, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, dude, fine." What's wrong?" I don't know. I'm like, "Your lead sheet, we're getting, 10 to 15 leads a week. It's very consistent. Revenue looks good." He's like, "Yeah, I'm in a tight spot." "Well, you're in a tight spot. Why are you in a tight spot?" He says, "I did a trade show." "You did a trade show?" "Yeah, I got roped into 4. I did a thing where you get the billboard, you get the trade show, you get the magazine ad. And I did the trade show and we got no leads." And I go, "What kind of trade show did you do?" And he says, "Well, I went to the whatever trade show." And Sean, what I find is that there's the emotional excitement about being on the billboard, being on the magazine cover, and he got called by one of these kind of scam. I call it a scamockery or jackassery.
Yeah.
They call you and they go, boop, 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 boop. "Hey, is this Sean?"
Yeah, this is Sean.
"Sean, yeah, we noticed that you have an incredible healthcare company, and we want to honor you by giving you the yada yada of the region award. It's the yada yada. It's a regional, it's a prestigious award. We'd like to meet with you. Can we meet with you?"
Yeah.
So now I meet here. Now, Sean, again, we're on the phone, but I still like the phone voice here. So now, Sean, so because we're so honored, we're inviting you to a plated dinner to honor your honor, your honoredness, your greatness, your humbleness, and it's going to be $1,000 a plate, for you and your wife. And did you want 4 seats or 8? Because most people do 8.
Oh, I guess just 4.
4, and that does include a glossy magazine feature in we'll just call it like Missouri local top doctor jackassery. It's a great magazine.
Oh.
And you're also you'll be on a billboard. We've teamed up with the billboard. It rotates through. You're going to see your face. Hey, don't get too excited. And just because we're honored, we're not, again, we're just honored. Now, did you want to do the 4 tickets, sir?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, the way it works is it's going to be 4 payments of $4,000 for a total of $16,000. And that's, no, I'm serious. And now they're in the trade shows, and he's going to the trade show, and there ain't nobody there. There is nobody there. To be technical, nobody was at this trade show. I mean, everybody was not at the trade show. No, I got photos of like him and his wife and his team in an empty booth, and he's got a magazine and no leads are coming. And he was so excited to tell me, I'm sure you've never encountered this sort of thing. Virginia, Jenny, have you ever seen a situation where that sort of shamockery advertising has been entered into your world in some capacity?
I've been there. I've been exactly what you're talking about. And I've set up everything and paid employees. And I felt like I was nothing more than a free pin show. The only people that were there were people looking for free pins.
Oh, I know. And it feels terrible. And then you kind of have to sell it to yourself all day. Guys, we're getting our name out there. Sean, can you pass the megaphone back there? Right behind you. Yeah, because I tell people, if you want to get your name out there, what you do is you just run outside and say, "Right, come visit New Concept Healthcare." And people go, "Why are you yelling at me? I'm trying to shop for my groceries." New Concept Healthcare. My name out there. Getting the like, is this effective? Of course it's effective. I'm getting my name out there. And then that leads to buying frisbees, branded frisbees, koozies. You know what I'm saying? Branded pins.
Yes.
And all of a sudden you buy these things. Sean, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
now
yeah.
we have to do, and I'm going to show you, this is kind of the back end of one of my companies called Elephant in the Room. And you do a search for eitrlounge.com. And then you go to /staff. I'm not going to give you the password, folks, but you log in. And these are all the systems needed to run the haircut chain. Now, one thing I thought was very interesting is Truth Social, President Trump's social media platform. The other day, they were disclosing, Newsweek was disclosing the revenue of it.
Oh,
and I just want people to know this because I think, I just full disclosure, I'm a very conservative person, but I just want people to see this. This is just something to look at. Truth Social, they declared in their filing that they did $3.3 million of revenue and had $49 million of losses, which, by the way, that's very normal for a tech startup company. And their users are going up. And they're having there's like a reaction in the marketplace. People are actually putting more money in. They're investing. The stock price is going up. But I don't know anybody that I've met in my life. But I've never been a client that can afford to bring in 3.3 million and lose 49 million. You know, so like for my haircut chain, we have 5 locations. We bring in more than 3.3 million, and this just in, we don't spend 49 million. You know, so we have to. We call it a lean startup. You got to keep that thing lean. And so when you go to eitrlounge.com/staff, every document needed to manage the business is here. So the opening checklist for the manager, you click here, boom. This is what the manager has to do to start the day. Everything is documented, and that's kind of where we're at right now with Jenny and Mike's business. We're in the process of building all those checklists.
Yeah.
Sean, what kind of checklists have you built so far?
Oh man, we have a whole page. Their staff page is pretty built out. We're really getting there. I think more right now it's getting, correct me if I'm wrong, we need some managers in there so we can free you guys up from the business. And so we have a lot of the worker level systems. We're just now working on more of how do we get those manager level systems and find those high quality managers.
Now let me give Jenny a little mentor moment here. This will be helpful for you. I'm going to hop on a flight in about 2.5 hours, 3 hours to go to Denver. All right. And I got to go to Denver to meet with the founder of OxyFresh.com. This is a brand we've worked with and helped them to grow to 550 locations now. 550 locations. Okay. And if you type in carpet cleaning quotes, we're the world's highest rated and most reviewed company in the world. Okay. 274,000 reviews. We've been holding this idea in our mind for 15 consecutive years. I've been working on this, Sean, before I met you. We just were grinding, okay?
Yeah.
And the biggest challenge that the locations have is managers, finding good manager. And I tell people this, and it never goes over well, but hopefully eventually it will. I'll keep refining the idea. The kind of person that enjoys conflict, but also likes people, is a good manager. Let me try that again. The kind of person that enjoys conflict, but also likes people is a good manager. And I have found it's not so much trainable as it's findable. So as an example, where we're getting ready to head out to Denver, Sean, you know my personality type, and you know that I have to pack all this stuff to get ready to go. You saw my suitcase out there?
Yep.
How many times do you think I've followed up with the people involved in the trip so far before leaving?
Oh man, it's probably on your to-do list and you've checked it off like probably at least 5 times today, I would think.
And what kind of things do you think I might have put on my checklist to travel to Denver?
First off, just making sure that the timing is working, making sure that you have all the stuff that you need, making sure that you have double of the stuff that you need in case something gets broken. Making sure that the people who are there know you're coming and when you're going to be there and what to expect from you.
What do you think I'm checking a bag?
Oh yeah, you're probably not checking a bag.
There it
would
is.
Get lost.
All right.
No.
And you think I'm catching a flight a lot earlier than I need to be there?
Way earlier.
Yeah, if I'm having a meeting tomorrow, which I am, I'm leaving today at 12:30.
Yeah.
So this is, but that's the sort of paranoia that makes management possible. So I have literally called. I said, "All right, I'm getting on the 12:30 flight. We're meeting tomorrow. I should be in by like 4 o'clock Denver time. Our meeting's tomorrow. If that flight gets delayed and the next one gets delayed and the next one, I'll still be there. I've got backup phone chargers. I have a rule. Everybody going with me. You cannot check a bag. I want to check a bag. Can't check a bag. Why? Because it could get lost. This is real. I'm not. I am completely paranoid, and that is the paranoia is what makes the businesses run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I asked my staff every day, guys, elephant in the room. Did you guys get a review? And they say, Yeah, we got a review. You asked me 10 minutes ago. Okay, well, I'll talk to you in 4 minutes. You heard me say that. I'll say, I'll talk to you in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'll do it. And it's a follow-up because I have to make sure that the checklists are being followed, the reviews are being followed. We're a licensed business. People don't know that. Hair care, you're licensed by the state. So we have certain cleanliness standards. We could have random people from the state show up. So we got checklists. And I follow up, and it doesn't bother me to follow up with the same adult who's in their 40s 6 times within a 50-minute span of time. It doesn't bother me. But most people, that bothers them.
Yeah.
And so have you found that, Jenny, that a lot of people don't like to follow up? Have you found that, or is that just something unique to me?
I found that they don't like to follow up. No, people don't like to follow up. It's almost like an awkward communication thing that people try to avoid. Yeah. And it's not necessarily that you're being mean or any type of way, but I feel like that's probably the way that we feel when we continuously follow up, like we're having to step on people's toes, but really we're not. We're just getting the job
My
done.
mentorship moment for you is it's probably the same feeling you have when you ask for reviews.
Yeah.
It's probably the same. So, and I'm just saying, and if you, Mike, did you ever play football or a sport of some kind?
Yeah, I used to play soccer.
Okay, soccer. So like when you, what position did you play?
Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper. Okay. So this is a great example. I didn't know you were a goalkeeper, but when you're a goalkeeper and someone's kicking that ball at you fast, I mean, just the ball's coming in there. I mean, people can really kick a soccer ball fast. Yeah. There are certain people that want to be a goalkeeper, but they kind of avoid the ball. They try to hide from it. They flinch. You know what I'm talking about? But you actually would lunge into it. Am I correct?
Right.
I mean, you're aggressive, right? I mean, you're like, for some reason you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I enjoyed getting 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Did you ever see somebody who tried to be a goalie? I'm not looking for a name here, but somebody who would kind of hide from the ball?
Yeah.
This is the same thing for management. Like as a manager, you have to sort of seek out conflict, but like people. So I'll say things like, okay, hey, it's 8 o'clock. I need to make sure you put out the flags in front of the elephant in the room store today, Mr. Manager. Put out the flags that draw the attention by the road. Put out the flags. And I'm going to call you in 10 minutes to follow up. Call them in 10 minutes. Are the flags up? Can you send me a picture? They're like, do you not trust me? Absolutely not. I trust nobody. Go ahead and send him. And then I'll call him back 30 minutes later. Hey, did you get Google reviews? Yeah, we got 1 Google review. You know, the quote is 10. Yeah, I'll call you back in 2 minutes. You know, call him back. Hey, did you get a review? It's been 2 minutes. I know. Oh, hey, I'll tell you what. I'll call you back in an hour. And my whole day is just following up. And then over time, the culture happens where people go, he's going to follow up. And now the people that like the follow-up like to work there, and it's become a great thing. And that's where we're kind of at right now, I think, is we're getting into the follow-up phase. Do you have call recording in place there, Mike? Do you have the call recording for quality assurance installed yet?
Yes, we do.
And are you learning some things?
Yes. It is very hard to train people on recording scripts.
Yeah. Okay, that's something we got to do. Now we're just going through the workflow. And then the wowing the customers. What Sean is saying is that your patients are consistently wowed. Now, I don't know if that's because Sean is your hype man or if that's a real thing, but it seems like people are actually wowing. They're being wowed right now. People, when they come in, if you look at the workflow, they buy something right here. We have to wow them. You've got to create that wow moment. And again, if you want to download this diagram, folks, just go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. You can download it from my newest book called A Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich. You got to create that wow moment. I mean, amidst the checklists and the tracking, at some point here, you've got to create a moment that wows people where they go, wow. So I'm trying to get everybody's creative juices flowing here. So if you have a restaurant, I work with a restaurant in Florida right now, a great restaurant. They say, welcome in. Is it your first time? They say, yeah, it's my first time. Oh, well, hey, you get free appetizers on us today and 1 free adult beverage. Welcome in. And that every time it's that, wow. And then when you come back later and ask for a review or, hey, what entree do you want? Guess what? People become generous with how they buy. Another example, I work with an auto auction. The auto auction says your first time that you buy from the auto auction, you only have to pay $1 more than the actual cost of the vehicle, just to wow people, to get that going. I happen to work with a carpet cleaning business. And what they do is they say, hey, the first time we clean your carpet, we'll beat any competitor's price, and it will be at least half off of our normal price. And they go, okay, great. You got to have that wow moment. What are you guys doing, Jenny, to wow your customers there?
Well, there are things that we do. We will oftentimes give samples of certain things because we know they work. We have a lot of supplement sales that we do. Again, the dollar consult is a wow moment because we will spend some, 10 to 15 minutes explaining how we're different. And I feel like they're wowed because of that. Also, our services are so much different. We spend time in the room with our patients. We listen to them. They're not just a number. And a lot of times people have never experienced that. So there's a lot of wow moments, I think, for all of our patients.
Now, I understand that 59% of your customers are now from word of mouth. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, well, and with the customer acquisitions cost too, I've heard you say this before, Clay, that if you're advertising and you're doing a good job wowing at the same time, they compound each other, and you'll end up having 2 to 3 word of mouth referrals from those patients that are wowed for every 1 lead you have from advertising. We measured and tracked that they had this last year, for every dollar they spent on advertising, they were able to bring back in $4.61. So that's a 461% return on their marketing investment.
It's incredible stuff. And the great news is, as we build these systems, if you guys ever wanted to franchise or license or open up multiple locations, if done properly, you should be able to scale it. It should be very repeatable, very duplicatable. Other things you guys have done, you've implemented a database to keep track of your customers. You're gathering objective video reviews. You guys are really checking all the boxes. I'd like for you, if you can, Jenny, here, to give a word of encouragement for any of our listeners out there that are a little bit on the fence right now, and they're going, I have thought about scheduling a free consultation, but I don't know. I hear it's $1,700 a month, and can you maybe explain your thoughts, what you'd say to anybody who's a friend of yours or family that asks you about the value about the business consulting?
Oh, well, I would say that the $1,700 a month is an excuse not to have someone to mentor you. It's kind of like being in a gym when you need a trainer. We're not always perfect, and business owning is not easy, and you need a mentor. I've never missed the $1,700 a month, even when I was only 6 months in when we started with you guys. I've never even considered it a loss. It was scary at first to make that, but that wasn't an excuse. I knew I needed someone to guide me through this, and you guys have guided us through this, through the entire thing, through employees, through income, through spending, through all of it. And we come through so many problems. There are a lot of problems that are established when you have a business. I mean, you become very overwhelmed very fast, and you need somebody that you can call who's successful, who's been there, that says, you're not crazy. This happens to all of us. Here's what you do about it. It's been the best decision that we've made.
Final question I have here for you, as far as having like a one-stop shop. Years ago, I hired a business consultant who was great, and he would say things like, and I'm not ripping him, I'm just telling you what would happen. He would say, Clay, you got to work on your business and not in it. I'm going, that's true. He goes, you got to delegate to elevate. That's true. Clay, your website is not optimized. And I'm going, this is great. Fresh perspective. I go, Bruce, could you help me optimize? No, I don't optimize. Could you help me work on it? No. Could you help me make a checklist? No. Do you help me with the print pieces that I need to make? No. Can you make a video? No. Do you help me with my online ads? No. Clay, and he was kind of he's an Northeastern American guy. And he used to say, Clay, baby, let me tell you what. I don't make print pieces. What am I, a print piece guy? I'm not a web guy. We know what I am. I'm a work on the business guy. You got to find a good web guy. So every meeting we would have would result in me having to find another vendor to pay another $8,000 to build the website, $4,000 to make the video, $5,000 to do. So every time he would give a recommendation, it would lead to another cost. Could you maybe explain the value of having a flat monthly fee?
Yeah, I don't have to ever worry about it. Like, I know if I need the website updated, it's a text away. I know if I'm having trouble with an employee, it's a text away. I know if I need financial advice, it's a text away. And again, we meet every single week, and all our questions are answered, and we're held accountable to what we need to be held accountable for. So it really works for us.
Jenny and Mike, thank you guys for your time so much. I really do value your time. I appreciate you guys being here today. And on part 2 of today's show, we're going to tee up another success story, because we want people to know it is possible, despite the financial jackassery plaguing our nation right now. It is possible to become successful, and you guys are a living example of it. Thank you guys for bringing your baby on the show. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right, Sean, so we got 3 people in a very small space here in the studio. Sean, introduce us to today's guest there, sir.
Okay, so this is Kendra Sapansky, and it's quite a last name, folks.
Yeah.
And
do you play hockey?
No.
Okay.
That's a hockey name for sure. So we were going over some of the stats beforehand. She owns an eyelash extension salon.
What's the web address where I can go pull it up here if I want to look at it?
It is so there's 2.
Which one are we going to?
She has the Extensionist, which is THE.
Yep.
And then Extensionist.
Tensionist.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
That's right.
Got
There
it.
we are.
Okay, got
it.
Okay, so and what are the services, Kendra, that you all provide here?
Mainly just eyelash extensions.
Eyelash extensions.
We do other stuff, but that's been the main thing for years. And then we started adding things like permanent makeup, brow stuff.
And how long have we worked with you? How long have we had the opportunity to work with you?
Since 2019.
So tell us, what kind of growth have you had from 2019 versus now we're in 2022?
So 2019, it was 880.
Yeah, it was like 880,000 is what the tax return said.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. And then what'd you get to this year or 2021, I guess?
2021.
It was like 900.
1.4
Oh, 1.4.
million,
Yeah.
1.4. Okay. And when we work with a lot of clients, a lot of clients, if you're out there listening today, what we want to do is we want to help you grow your company. And so I want to walk you through the process of how to grow a company, because a lot of people watching go, I want to grow my company. It's kind of a big, vague idea, but I want to dial into the specifics of what we've had to do to grow the business and what we're doing moving forward here. So first off, when we started working with you, you've always had a product that people love. I mean, is that an accurate statement?
Yes.
People love it. I think so. We've had to do is build the online reputation so that people that don't know about your business, who haven't been in the business, they can hear about it before they can go online and build an online opinion about your business before they come in.
Right.
How have you been doing on gathering objective Google reviews? Has that been something you guys have been hammering on there, Kendra? How have you been doing on that?
Every stinking week, she hits the key performance indicator at each one of her locations. We have nailed that. Like, they just do it now. It's awesome.
Okay, so step one, want to improve the online reputation. There's a lot of detail into that. Have you guys gotten into video reviews yet?
Yeah.
Oh, they have an ungodly amount of them. It's ridiculous.
They're on the website.
Yeah, if you go to the testimonials page on theextensionist.com, theextensionist918.com,
got it.
You'll find them.
Now, when people go to the website, then you want to create some sort of a no-brainer, some sort of a hot deal, so that way people that don't know who you are don't hesitate to do business with you. Now, again, you guys have, in my opinion, you're branded as one of the top, AKA premier brands in Oklahoma right now for what you do. What's the no-brainer offer that you now offer first-time customers?
So we've just been doing a discounted classic full set, but Sean and I were just talking about doing a $1 full set and trying that.
So $1 for a full set, maybe.
Yeah.
You're working. Okay.
Yeah, I've always been afraid to do that, but I think we're gonna.
Well, and two, we've got the memberships going now too. You didn't have a membership model. Now we have membership packages we've developed that make a little more sense to get somebody in for $1, because just like with Elephant in the Room, Clay, if you can convert the majority of them to a membership, it makes a lot of sense to give away $25 or $40 on the first service.
Right.
And for people other that don't know, Elephant in the Room is a haircut chain that I own and founded. But again, regardless of whether you have a business that's a eyelash extension business or a haircut business or a dog training company or a home building company, the step one we got to do is we got to improve that online reputation. Now, step two, we got to get those video reviews. Step three, we got to enhance the website. Step four, we got to enhance a no-brainer, come with a no-brainer that gets people excited, and offer that's so hot people will not reject you. And then step five, if we can make a membership model for certain services, you can do that. Has a membership model helped you with the sustainability of your finances?
So far, no, just
Not yet.
because I feel like we weren't offering a good enough no-brainer.
It's only been a couple of months. We've been
So it's
trying
kind of
to
a new
nail this.
thing.
Kind of a newer thing.
Yeah.
Now, the hiring and process. Next thing is you want to create a hiring process. Now, one of the things that's tough about your business or my business or any company out there, it's finding good people. Now, if you have a system in place to find good people, then it's not so challenging. Have you guys started the group interview
Yeah.
process? How's that going?
It's good.
Has it helped you?
It's a lot of fun,
Has it?
actually. Yeah.
Okay.
We went from in 2019, you had 14 employees, and now you have 40.
Wow. Okay. So you went from 14 employees. Okay. From 14 employees to 40 employees. Now, people who work with me, it's very interesting. I was just talking to a guy literally probably 39 minutes ago. I mean, who I've worked with for years. And the one thing that he mentioned to me, it's interesting. He goes, Clay, I've worked with you now for almost a decade. And he's like, my business is now 10 times what it was 10 years ago. And he's like, it's just a consistent application of effort. I just go down that boom book, I follow it, and every week we just get 2%. And he's like, I've tried to explain that to people, and they don't often get that it's not like a one big idea. All these things are big ideas, but it's the implementation. Can you talk about what it's like working with our team and Sean on a weekly basis now since 2019?
Well, I feel like talking to him every week. I have someone who can help me
Yeah.
with ideas and stay on my ass about things.
Yeah.
And like you said, the consistency. So that's, I feel like, the biggest thing that Sean helps me with.
Just the consistency.
Right. And the tracking. Because before I didn't do any kind of tracking at all. And that's been probably the biggest thing for
Now,
me.
tracking, what it does is it takes the feelings out of things. Now, let me just give you an
Yeah.
example. This is a kind of a funny thing. One of these clients I've worked with for years, was talking to him on Monday. And it's really funny because on the tracking sheet, it shows how many outbound calls did you make? How many appointments did you set? So again, in his particular business, it's a different industry, but it's how many calls did you make? How many appointments did you set? How many leads did you get? We just try how many Google reviews did you get? How many dollars a week did you spend on your Facebook ads? And we just track every week. And that tracking allows us to see obvious patterns. So we get to the part where the calls, it shows the number of calls being made. And I know his caller. Like I know the caller because I've been around the guy. And the owner brought the caller to the meeting. And so I'm going, so you made that many calls? Because I don't think you did. And he's like, no, I didn't do it. So sometimes people, even with a tracking sheet, they'll put in information that's kind of bogus.
Yeah.
Has the tracking sheet, I'm not looking for specific names, but has it allowed you, Kendra, to expose bogusness in your business, like gaps?
Yeah,
Yeah?
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Someone that was just
Is there any
copy and pasting.
Really?
She does the appointments booked weekly part.
Yeah.
And
she tracks a lot of the lead sources. She tracks, she's also tracking whether or not the people are in fact getting the reviews to put onto the sheet, which we can go and verify ourselves. But
Right.
still, this person was supposed to be supplying. We just caught this in the last week or two,
Yeah.
because you when you delegate a lot of stuff, you got to follow up on it
Right.
regularly. And this person went 2 weeks or so just copy and pasting the same amount of leads that
Wow.
we got. So
Now installing a quality control loop. I'm not sure if we're there yet in the system, but for the elephant in the room, as an example, it's a haircut chain. And we have mystery shoppers that we pay to come in or they get a free haircut to come in and get a haircut. And then what we do is we try to get feedback from them. And they have a checklist that's very simple that they go over. But it's sights, sounds, smells, experiences, just so that we know. And then they text me how it's going. Well, it's interesting because when you have mystery shoppers, you pick up on things you wouldn't pick up on. So like recently, this past week, we found out that there were smudges on one of the windows that had been, not addressed since the last mystery shopper. Or we'll find out we have, 5 stores. So we find out that the bathrooms at one of the stores were dirty. Or have you guys started putting in a mystery shopper yet? Has that started yet? No. Okay. So we're still kind of now, where do you right now, how many locations do you have open now?
5.
Okay. So now as you're scaling, the systems, that's kind of the next process, the systems and the checklists.
Yeah.
How are you doing on that process, Kendra? How are you on implementing the building scripts and checklists for everything?
We've made a lot of scripts within the past couple of months.
Okay.
Just for every little thing, mainly on the phone.
So where do you see the vision going now? Because how many locations do you have? 5?
5.
Where do you see the vision go? What's the plan? Are you looking to license now? Are you looking to franchise? What do you see as the future?
I would like to license.
License it.
Yeah,
Okay.
So no more stores that I open.
Yeah, there's still room. We can fit about 14 more stylists in the space that we have, which will bring in a minimum of $500,000 more just with the space that we have. But it's important to mention that we are maintaining a very healthy 20% profit margin in this business as well.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because a lot of times people forget that part. You got to get the accounting done. And I kind of view this as part of the tracking process. But when you start tracking and you start going, well, this is how much money came in. And this is how much money went out. And you go, wow, you discover real quick, wow, there's maybe not enough there.
Yeah.
Tracking, did you end up having to maybe raise prices or cutting expenses, or did that help you kind of seeing where the income in and the expenses were going?
I think for me, it was a lot of the just not knowing, like being a business owner and waking up every day and not knowing if you're going to have enough money for payroll or if you're going to have enough money to pay the bills. And so doing that just gave me the mental picture, the physical manifestation of how we're actually doing. And that was not as bad as I thought.
Now, everybody's got their own flow, so what I do with my businesses is, I know how big I want to get. I'm very happy with where we're at. So it's good. And people all the time, they go to Thrive Time Show and they'll schedule a consultation. And I just talked to a guy today and he was like, I don't understand why you have 160 clients. Why not take on 400? And I just know because our business is very involved. Like every business owner we work with, it's like we have to really get to know you. Where the haircut business, I don't have that. You know, it's like I don't know most of the customers, and we scale it out. But you ultimately, no matter what kind of business you're in, if you're in a high touch business like a dentist or a cosmetic surgeon, I mean, Dr. Whitlock, one of my clients, it's very high touch. We eventually have to get to a place and space where we figure out our ideal schedule. A schedule that works for our family, and one that's kind of where are you happy currently with your schedule? Have you optimized it? I'm not saying it has to be check all the boxes that the world approves, but I mean, do you like your schedule now?
That was also another thing that I started doing because of Sean was my calendar, and I sucked at it for a long time, but now
she has
follow it.
every minute of her day blocked out every day.
And so you feel good about where you're headed now?
Yeah, I do. I pretty much don't have to do anything with this business anymore. So I just opened a Daylight Donuts. So
Really?
I've been spending time doing that.
Last Monday.
Bam.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was a little crazy.
Yeah, just because the person that was supposed to work and open
Yeah. Bailed.
so I've been having to do it.
Yeah. Now for entrepreneur, if you're out there today and you are, let me just pull this up real quick here. If you're out there today and you're in the Northeast Oklahoma, Tulsa area, one, you can visit the business here. The extension is 918.com. You can check it out. You can learn more about it. I encourage you to do so. Also, we have workshops that we do, and the workshops, why I like the workshops is that we're able to work in kind of a shop-like environment on somebody's businesses, on their business for a window of time. So people will come to the workshop. We start at 7, we go till 3, and they'll go, I learned more in a day than I've learned in years. And we hear that all the time. How would you describe the actual business workshop experience?
It's pretty much everything that's in coaching, just like packed in 2 days.
Got it. And so is that helpful for you? Is that kind of a reinforcement thing for you?
Yeah. I sometimes when I'm getting up super early and I'm like, why am I going? I already go to coaching. But every time that I go, it like gets me going again.
By the way, I have a question for you. And I'm not dogging any of our attendees, but we have one guy who attended the past workshop, and he is brand new to business.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked a ton of questions that I would have asked when I was 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it was great to hear, because I'm like, haha, I remember when I had those questions. But it almost reaffirms what you've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Do you learn stuff from other people that have questions?
Yeah.
Like, do you kind of learn stuff from their questions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sean, people like Kendra are not a dime a dozen. I really do believe, we look for diligent doers to help people that show up, people that knock out the homework, people that are not super high emotional. It doesn't mean you can't have emotions. It doesn't mean you can't be excited, but people that can just knock it out. What makes Kendra a great client to work with? Just for anybody out there that's thinking about reaching out to us.
She's just very stoic in that if something is going wrong, or is just like, it doesn't matter if it's a small thing or a large thing, she comes in very even keel and goes, we got to like fix this thing. And it's just a very unemotional process. She's also very realistic about timelines.
Yeah.
She blocks her action items into her calendar, which is a big deal. She actually does that. So she gets stuff done. And she's also a client that, she can operate very consistently with this business and build another business and still not be emotional and freaked out. So it's very rare. And that's what we would look for in a great client, because you never know in business, like what emotional turmoil is headed your way. It's more about your mindset towards when things come up. And she's really mastered that.
Now, Kendra, according to Inc. Magazine, I'm going to pull this up for a second. Inc. Magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail. And it blows my mind, but I talked to a guy at the last conference, and he was like, I love the idea of coaching. But the thing is, he said, Clay, I've tried other coaching programs in the past, and the issue is I'm not going to meet with somebody every week at the same time. That's just not, I'm not a guy who uses a to-do list. Okay. And I'm not a big calendar guy. And that's the problem with other coaching programs. And I kind of like your program, because I think I go, no, that's not us. That would not be a good fit. So if you were out there telling people who would be a good fit to become a client, because our clients grow by default, 96% of businesses fail according to Inc. Magazine. So by default, we know most businesses fail, but we don't want to take on every single client. Who would be a good fit for us and who wouldn't, kind of from an outsider's perspective?
Someone who knows that they have to put in the work to do it, because that's what it takes. I feel like big reason that 96% is 96% is because they don't do anything to grow or take responsibility, because it is your responsibility and no one else's.
I love it. And again, I'm not going to get into your personal life, but I do want to point out something. Everybody likes to say that I can't become successful because I have this going on in my life.
Right.
And I see people that are newly married. They say, I want to grow my business, but I just got married, just had a kid. I see people that, but one of our clients this year, her husband passed away and she had her best year of all time. And I asked her why. And she said, because we worked really hard as a couple to build the business. And when he passed, I recognized that, it didn't help to pout about it. I was just going to focus on growing the business to kind of honor what we had built together. I think of another client that recently they're growing their business and a weather situation attacked their business in a way that, if you live on the coasts, weather can hit you. And their business was ravaged years ago by disastrous hurricane weather. And they went on to have their best year of all time. And I'm talking to the owner and he's going, man, now the challenge for him with his particular business is staffing, because more and more people are harder to find to work in his particular industry. But again, we can all make excuses or we can all step up and make it happen. So I encourage everybody out there, if you're looking to grow your company, you can go to thrivetimeshow.com, thrivetimeshow.com, and you can click on the little consulting button here. Let me see here. You can schedule a free 13-point assessment. Let me go there right now. Feel in the flow, working it, going to Thrive Time Show. If I spell it right, it helps. Go in here. Awesome. And I click here, boom. And you can schedule a free 13-point consultation with myself. And I will teach you all the systems that I have in place to help you grow your company. Or if you're looking for eyelash extensions, and I know that I'm not, but if you are, you can go to theextensionist918.com. Kendra, thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate you.
Thank you.
Take care. Now, Sean, a lot of people reach out, they go to thrivetimeshow.com and they always ask me, they say, Clay, what do you do? And so I've tried to explain it in as succinct of a way as possible. But first thing we do, Sean, a lot of people go to thrivetimeshow.com or I'll see people at a tour, I'll see them at an event. Yeah. People will reach out to us and they'll say, what exactly do you guys do? And if I had to explain it to you succinctly, we essentially grow businesses 7 times faster than the average business that doesn't fail. Although Inc. magazine does show that 96% of businesses fail by default. So if you go to Inc. magazine, you see that 96% of businesses fail by default. So I guess one benefit is our clients don't fail. But the next thing they do is they grow 7 times faster. So what we do here is we help you reduce the working hours that you're working and decrease your costs while increasing your sales and your profitability. And then since 2006, we've got a team now that does graphic design, photography, branding, print media, photography, videography, digital marketing, systems creation, public speaking, coaching, booking, workflow mapping, search engine enhancement, PR, marketing. We do a lot of PR, a lot of monetizing. We help people to grow their business, their podcast, their dentistry, their law firm. But what we do is we document those success stories over here at thrivetimeshow.com. If you click on the testimonials, and since 2006, I have over 2,000 success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to become the next success story, what you have to do is you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you click right here on growth consulting and you schedule a free 13-point assessment. And that free 13-point assessment, what that does is that schedules you a time to meet with me so that you and I can go over where you're at versus where you want to be. And then if you want to work with us, I charge $1,700 a month. It's a flat rate of $1,700 per month to help you grow your company. And again, folks, if you want to learn more about that, we've got the in-person workshops, we've got the one-on-one coaching. Sean, you've been, how long have you worked here as a consultant? How long have you worked here?
Doing consulting, it was about 18 months after I came on board. So it's coming up on 5 years.
5 years. And just think of a few clients off the top of your head that have had massive growth. I mean, I think about Levi Gables.
Oh yeah. He's working on company number 3 and 4 right now.
What's his company called?
His original company came to us called GEI-USA.com.
GEI-USA.com. That's a client you've worked with, has had tremendous growth. We just did an interview with Kendra.
Yep.
The attorney James, we worked with him. Who else can you think of?
Nick Holman. We grew his business by 5-fold and we decreased.
That's a cabinet company.
Yeah, the cabinet guy.
Yeah. So again, if you're out there and you're saying, I need to see the success, I need to see the documentation, I need to see the proven plan, all you got to do right now is go to thrivetimeshow.com. thrivetimeshow.com, and you click on testimonials and bam, you can see what we do. My name's Clay Clark. I'm the former U.S. SBA Entrepreneur of the Year. I built all the systems, built all the processes, and I've been, since 2006, coaching clients. And along the way, I've started to discover great people like Clay Stairs or Sean Lohman or Andrew or different members of our team. And we teach them the processes so that they can help you grow your business for less money than it would cost you to hire one minimum wage employee. If you hired one minimum wage employee out there full-time,
yeah,
it's going to cost you about $2,000 a month after taxes, insurance, etc.
It turns out we're less.
Turns out this just in. So
Yeah.
schedule that consultation today by going to thrivetimeshow.com. Click on the business consulting button right there. Click on the red button that says schedule your free 13-point assessment with me. And you can schedule that today. Sean, I appreciate you. And I want to remind everybody out there, Sean, you smell terrific. All right, JT. So hypothetically, in your mind, what is the purpose of having a business?
To get you to your goals. So it's a vehicle to get you to your destination.
And would you need profits to get there? I mean, is when you have a business that's successful, in your mind, in your expert opinion, would you need profits to get you to your goals?
Yeah, because if you have a $15 million business, but you have $15 million of expenses, it's kind of pointless.
Holy crap! All right, so the question I would have here for you, if you could take 10 minutes or less and see if you could save $3,000 a year by reducing your credit card fees, would you do it?
Yes, absolutely.
Holy crap. Why would somebody out there who's listening right now who has a sane mind, why would they not go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card to schedule a 10-minute consultation to see if they can reduce their credit card fees by at least $3,000 a year.
Why would they not do it?
Yeah, why would they not do it?
Maybe because they didn't understand how you said the website.
This tree is a symbol of the spirit of the Griswold family Christmas.
No, that's clear. Okay, so that could be true. So I would encourage everybody to check out thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. What would be another reason why someone would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save $3,000 or more on credit card fees?
Maybe they think it is a waste of time and that it won't. It's not possible.
There's somebody out there that's making more than $3,000 every 10 minutes, and they're like, nah, that's not worth my time.
We getting there, right money. We getting there, right money.
There's probably someone out there that would think that.
Well, I'll just tell you, folks, if you're out there today and you're making less than $3,000 per 10 minutes, I would highly recommend that you go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card because you can compare rates, you can save money. And, the big goal, in my opinion, of building a business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you have to maximize your profits. Holy crap. Now, one way to maximize your profits is to increase your revenue. Another way to do it is to decrease your expenses.
It's a profit deal. It takes the pressure off.
JT, is there any other reason why somebody would not be willing to take 10 minutes to compare rates to see if they could save a total of $3,000 a year on average?
I am at a loss and I cannot think of any other.
Shampoo is better. I go on first and clean the hair. Conditioner is better. I leave the hair silky and smooth. Oh, really, fool? Really? Stop looking at me, Swan.
Well, let me tell you a good story here real quick here. I actually, years ago, compared rates with this company here called IPS. It's Integrated Payment Services. And I scheduled a consultation. I don't know that I was skeptical. I just thought, whatever, I'll take 10 minutes. I'll compare rates.
I can't tell. You can tell me I'm a doctor. No, I mean, I'm just not sure. Well, can't you take a guess? Well, not for another 2 hours. You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
And in my case, in my particular case, I save over $20,000 a year.
Holy crap.
Wow. Which is, like groceries when my wife goes to the organic stores.
Find everything you need today?
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Oh, God.
No.
Everything okay, ma'am?
It's just that you've only scanned a few items and it's already $60. I'm so scared.
Okay, I'm a trained professional, ma'am. I've scanned a lot of groceries. I need you to stay with me.
It's just that my in-laws are in town and they want a charcuterie board.
This isn't gonna be easy, so I need you to be brave, all right? What's your name?
Patricia.
Trisha, all right. I need you to take a deep breath. We're about to do the cheese.
You know, that's the difference between eating organic and not organic. So because my wife eats organic, I had to take the 10 minutes needed to compare rates to save the $20,000 a year on credit card fees just for one of my companies.
One question, what's the brand name of the clock?
The brand name of the clock, Rod. Do we have name of the clock? It's an elegant from Ridgeway. It's from Ridgeway.
Let's
buy the clock
and sell the fireplace.
So I encourage everybody out there, go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card. You schedule a free consultation, request information. A member of our team will call you. They'll schedule a free consultation. It should take you 10 minutes or less. And they're going to compare rates and see if they can't save you more than $3,000 a year off of your credit card processing.
You were hoping what?
I wouldn't owe you money at the end of the day.
No, you don't owe us money.
Because at the end of the day, the goal of the business is to create time freedom and financial freedom. And in order to do that, you need to create additional profits.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. You know, they implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. So I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like him most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or you know, navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
If we go back 8 years ago, think about the number of clients you had back then versus the number of clients you have now. As a percentage, what has been the growth over the past 8 years, do you think? We got to inspire somebody out there who just doesn't have the time to listen to their calls.
Okay, so Clay, it's like I would go up and down from about $10,000 a month up to about $40,000, but it's up and down roller coaster. And so now we've got it to where we're in excess of 100 clients.
That's awesome.
And so I would have anywhere from 5 clients to 20 clients on my own with networking, but I had no control over it. I didn't, without the systems, you're going to be victimized by your own business.
For somebody out there who struggles with math, if you, let's say that your average number of clients was 30 and you go to 100, as a percentage, what is that?
I have doubled every year since working with you. So I've doubled in clients, I've doubled in revenue every year. It's 100% growth every year I've worked with. Now, so I'm looking, we've been good friends 7-8 years, and I've got doubled 5 times.
Which is just incredible. I mean, the first time you do it, that's one thing, but when you do it repeatedly,
yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable.
We're working our Blessed Assurance off this year to double. We're planning on doubling again. We're incorporating some new things in there to really help us do it, but we are going to double again this year. I started coaching, but it would go up and down, Clay. That's when I came to you, as I was going up and down, and I wanted to go up and up instead of up and down. And so that's when it needed a system. So creating a system is you have nailed down specific steps that you're going to take no matter how you feel, no matter the results. You lean into them and you do them regardless of what's happening. You lean into them and it will give you X number of leads. You follow up with those leads, turns into sales. Well, I tell you, it's if you don't have a script and you don't have a system, then every day is a whole new creation. You're creating a lot of energy just to figure out what are you going to do.
Right.
And the best executives, Peter Drucker is a father of modern management. He said the most effective executives make one decision a year. What you do is you make a decision, what is your system, and then you work like the Dickens to make sure you follow that system. And so that's really what it's all about. So with a script here, we have a brand new gal that just came in working for us. She nailed down the script, and she's been nailing down appointments. Usually we try to get one appointment for every 100 calls. We make 200 to 300 calls a day per rep.
Right.
And she's been nailing down 5 and 8 appointments a day.
Somebody out there is having a hard time.
That script.
So she's making how many calls a day?
She's making between 200 and 300 calls a day.
Whoa. And our relationship is weird in that we do. If someone were to buy an Apple computer today,
yeah,
and or let's say you bought a personal computer, a PC, the computer is made by, let's say, Dell, but then the software in the computer would be Microsoft, let's say, or Adobe or whatever that is. So I basically make the systems. And you're like the computer and I'm like the software. It's kind of how I would describe our relationship. Yeah. Tim, I want to ask you this. You and I reconnected. I think it was in the year 2000 and what was it? Maybe 2010? Is that right? 2011 maybe? Or no, maybe further down the road. Maybe 2013?
2012.
Okay, so 2012. And at that time I was 5 years removed from the DJ business. And you were how many years removed from tax and accounting software?
It was about 10, 11 years.
We met, how did we re-meet? What was the first interaction? There was some interaction where you and I first connected. I just remember that somehow you and I went to Hideaway Pizza. But do you remember when we first reconnected?
Yeah, well, we had that speaking thing that...
there it was. So it was Victory Christian Center. I was speaking there.
My name is Robert Redmond. I actually first met Clay almost 3 years ago to the day. I don't know if he remembers it or not. But I wasn't working with him at the time. I asked to see him and just ask him some questions to help, direct my life, to get some mentorship. But I've been working with Clay for now just over a year. The role I play here is a business coach, business consultant. I work with different businesses implementing best practice processes and systems that I have learned here by working with Clay. And the experience working here has, to put it real plainly, has been just life-changing. I have not only learned new things and have gained new knowledge, but I have gained a whole new mindset that I believe wherever I end up will serve me well throughout the rest of my life. Since working with Clay, I have learned so much. I mean, I would like to say almost everything about business in terms of the different categories. I haven't learned it all. but I've learned all about marketing. I've learned about advertising. I've learned about branding. I've learned how to create a sales process for organizations in any industry. I've learned how to sell. I've learned how to create repeatable systems and processes and hold people accountable. You know, how to hire people. It's almost like every aspect of a business you can learn. I have learned a lot in those different categories. And then, again, the mindset that I've gained here has been huge. You know, working here, you can't be a mediocre person. You are a call to a higher standard of excellence. And then as you're called to that standard here, you begin to see those outcomes in every area of your life. That standard of excellence that you want to implement no matter what you're involved in. I would like to describe the other people that work with Clay are people that are going somewhere with their life. Marshall in the group interview talks about how you know, the best fits for this organization are the people that are goal-oriented. So they're on their own trajectory, and we're on our own trajectory. And the best fits are those people where there can be a mutually beneficial relationship, that as we pursue our goals and we help the business pursue those goals, the business helps us pursue our goals as well. And so I'd say people that are driven, people that want to make something of their lives, people that are goal-oriented, they're focused, and they're committed to overcoming any adversity that may come their way. Clay's passion for helping business owners grow their businesses it's unique in that I don't know if there's anyone else that can be as passionate. You know, whenever a business starts working with Clay, it's almost as like Clay is running that business in the sense that he has something at stake. You know, he's just serving them. They're one of his clients, but it's as if he is actively involved in the business. Whenever they have a win, he's posting it all over his social media. He's shouting it across the room here at Thrive. You know, he's sending people encouraging messages. He can kind of be that life coach and business coach in terms of being that a motivator and that champion for people's businesses. It's again unique because there's no one else I've seen get so excited about and passionate about other people's businesses. The kind of people that wouldn't like working with Clay are people that are satisfied with mediocrity. People that want to get through life by just doing enough, by just getting by. People who are not looking to develop themselves, people who are not coachable, people who think that they know it all and they're unwilling to change. I would say those are the type of people. In short, anyone that's content with mediocrity would not like working with Clay. So if you're meeting Clay for the first time, the advice I'd give you is definitely come ready to take tons of notes. Every time Clay speaks, he it gives you a wealth of knowledge that you don't want to miss. I remember the first time that I met Clay, I literally carried a notebook with me all around. I was looking at this notebook the other day, actually. I carried a notebook with me all around, and I just took tons of notes. I filled the entire notebook in about 3 or 4 months, just from being around Clay, following him, and learning from him. And then I would say, come coachable. Be open to learning something new. Be open to challenging yourself. Be open to learning and adjusting parts about you that need to be adjusted.